Welcome everybody back to LazArcade with me, BSF Gaming. Apologies for the week away, however, I was a poorly boy and I didn't want to risk damaging anything that didn't need damaging, basically. So, unfortunately, we do not have the series finale of the Super GT. Small fundamental error. Mr. Sicky here forgot to save the replays, and albeit I think some of the others have, I haven't been able to get hold of them yet. So we may or we may not be able to do that. But if we can, we'll do it in the future. And I'll stick it on with the rest of the series. This, however, is round one of the European GT series. So the only main difference between this and that was Group 3s, this is Group 4s. Other than that, all the rules are the same. Well, very similar. European GT cars on European tracks. Should be quite fun. Now, I'm trying to keep my voice lubricated today because I can only talk for so long before it starts to give out. I'm going to try and get through rounds 1 and 2 because we've missed quite a lot today. So that means two separate streams, 4 races in total, and a fair old bit. Now we're also missing the Radical race from the AMC. I thought that I had it saved on the PS4. However, I didn't save it on the PS4. So I'm going to try and get hold of that, and we will have a look and see what happens. But for the meantime, this is round 1, race 1 of Watto. Welcome in. Is that round 1 of AMC? It's not. It's round 4. The Radicals at wherever it was. Before the McGann's at Deep Forest, because I did that the week before last. It's the Radical race before the Renault McGann Trophy. Cool. If you have, could you just slap it in with the LazArcade on it tag so I can find it while I do this today? Pretty please. Thank you very much. Always good to have one of the drivers in chat because they tend to do stuff that you don't. So, here we go. I probably should stop smoking. This is really bad for you. But I need to make sure that this is the right race first. It is. It's only 16 minutes, so this should be fine. Okay. Well, good luck. This might be the right race. It might not. And we are off for round one, race one. And I believe it is the right race because it's short. So, we have Axel in first, followed by Jeff, followed by BSF, followed by Toodaloo, followed by Watto and JW. And as the mid-pack comes through, there are several cars running wide. Watto's gone round, Jan V on the outside of Bon, with Liam just following in behind some more, and there's cones and bollards and orange things flying everywhere. Group 4 cars at Monza is somebody else running wide onto the grass there. I was hoping it was going to be a very mild race. However, turn 1 decided that everybody wanted to see what the scenery looked like. Out of those that went off, definitely, JW seems to have come through the best with Watto and Jeff, and Womjo with massive damage at the back. Jeff has just overtaken Watto into Ascari. JW following on with Jan V, who's going to serve a massive 3-second penalty. Ryan taken to the grass to avoid contact after serving a penalty by the looks of it. Axel from first down to 7th on the first lap. 40 from somewhere to 6th. Liam in the Huracan chasing BSF. And as we go across the line for the first lap, there are more cars in that frame than there are on a Formula 1 grid. Almost. If only the game could hold that many cars, that would be hilarious, but it can't. And 3 wide into turn 1, there is a green car. Who's the green car? It is JW taken to the grass again. Everybody's surviving the trepidations, and that is Axel getting reset and BSF jumping the curb. So that's left. Who's this? This is Liam with Ryan right behind him. Oh wow. Frantic first few laps. Just to say, here we go, we've got Ryan going on Liam. And jump onto the chase cam. Backing out. Taking it easy. Nice little corner cut there. Very lucky to get away with the penalty there. Running very wide again. Oh, he's doing all sorts of wiggles. That McLaren, usually very stable. And as they go through the parabolica, Leo just drifting out wide. Spaniard has taken the fastest lap, following Bon. There is a yellow Ferrari of Jeff trying to get his way through to put bump drafting. Very good. And BSF losing 3 places due to the slipstream there. Just filters back in. And we see Jan V sliding off at turn 1, which normally would have a chicane there, but no chicane this week at Monza. BSF back up the inside of Liam, gets that one done. Very good. Ryan all over the place in that McLaren. Does pick up a penalty for his efforts. Jeff chasing after Toodaloo, and the top 2, Spaniard and Jeff. Spaniard and Bond, sorry. Jeff's not in fast. seemingly running away from the pack. Toodaloo staying right, moves left, getting ready to open the corner up. Jeff in the slipstream. Does he go for a move? He does. Makes that move nice and clean. Ryan has dropped a little way off and BSF chasing. And coming down the straight to start lap 4, we have Bond, then Spaniard, then Toodaloo, chair back in front of Jeff. BSF has taken Ryan, who has just dropped back into the slipstream. We have Liam going around the outside of JW, and Jan V sticking his nose in. Getting it stopped on the apex. Very good move. 40 goes around the outside of Axel. Ryan once again with the slipstream shooting past BSF as these two now try and work together to drag their way back up to the two in front. Toodaloo just chasing after Jeff, who with that Ferrari should be looking for a good result. In front of the Tifosi. Ryan now hunting Toodaloo. And in the background there it's Axel in the Bugatti just having a big wiggle, and Spaniard has dropped from second and is already down to 5th and falling. So whether that was a penalty that caused a slowdown that we didn't see, and Toodaloo and Ryan side by side on the main straight. BSF having to take avoiding action with the slipstream as flies up the inside of Ryan. Ryan not liking the grass there too much as Spaniard follows into the double chicane, and BSF is very, very wide as he goes through on Toodaloo. Ryan making his move on Toodaloo. 2 places down, back up the inside. Oh, this is going to end dirty. Oh no, Ryan being forced onto the gravel with a very late dive bomb into a corner that you normally wouldn't overtake on. However, Spaniard made the best of that, and Spaniard has got massive right rear damage, so he must have had an off. However, he does go past. Oh, and Toodaloo loses it on the straight and bins it. But in a straight line, somehow 2/3 of the way down the straight sends it into the wall. Absolutely a comical error. And that's allowed Watty and Axel and Fordy and Jan V to slide on through as they go on to lap 6. Oh, barely able to catch a breath. We'll jump up to Ryan, who's now solitary in 5th and dropping off the slipstream. Spaniard and BSF trying to hunt down Jeff and Bon, who is gone. No pun intended there with the rhyming. However, these top 4 have now started to pull away from everybody else. Ryan holding that 5th, just taking it nice and easy. He's got a bit of time to make up with about 5 minutes of this race left. Could easily be hero or zero. Axel in that Bugatti with the front end damage from earlier. Just taking it easy in 6th. He's got the straight line speed over the others around him, but he's not going to have much in the way of handling with that big old heavy machine lumbering around. A Monza here. Oh, Watty. It's a lovely livery, and I think it's the Jaguar. It's quite hard to tell with not being able to distinguish any of the features except for that red dot on the front. I think it's the Jaguar. Fordi in a Lamborghini Huracan. Then we've got a Ferrari, and I can't even see what that is. Is that another? Is that another Jaguar? It might be. It might not be. Somebody will tell me in the chat, hopefully, what car that is. The green one. But that is 4 places made up, or 3 places made up by JW using the slipstream from the final corner. It is the Jag. Thank you very much, Ryan. I thought the red dot was the Jag, but I can't see from here. I've actually got one eye that's really badly watering for no reason because I poked myself in it. Jan V jumps off at the back there. Decides to help the groundskeepers keep the gravel nice and tidy. And behind him is Diva in a lovely Mercedes. Diva just keeping himself to himself on those mediums. He's got a little bit of damage, so he might not be able to make too much of an impression from here. However, he is the king of late race strategy. Always seems to be in the right place at the right time. So we go 5 wide now into Parabolica, and I mean, I would Diva just sliding off at the back there. I'd love to know who's in what position, but they've changed literally every 20 yards. Watto leading the pack. He will not be leading this pack by turn 1. I am pretty sure of that. And as I say that, Jan V pulls up alongside him using the slipstream and shoots on by, and the rest of this gaggle. Meow, meow, meow. Watto's lost 3 places in one straight. And he's going to lose another one to 40 as he just gets hung out to dry. There's a big yellow flag ahead. Don't know who that was for because we're watching this fight. Diva has firmly latched onto the back of this little gaggle. We have behind Diva coming back JW and Liam, who appear to have just lost a lot of ground through whatever reason. 2-second penalty for JW there, probably for the track limits. It's very, very easy to pick up track limits here if you're not 100% on it. Watto following Fordi and Axel. And as they head down the back straight, that was Jan V serving a penalty. He's going to get overtaken by absolutely everyone, including Diva now, who's alongside him going into Parabolica. That is not a very, very wise move at all. And not very far ahead of these is Ryan, who slows down to take the finish line. Right, okay, I didn't even see the time there. So Ryan slows down so he doesn't have to do another lap. That leaves Ryan, Fordy, Watto, Jan V. Diva gets up to 9th from 11th. Very well done. Liam, JW. Axel loses a lot of time. I think he had a penalty to serve. Wumjo, Toodaloo ends in the pits. However, up at the front, these four still have another lap to do. So Bon, we haven't seen much of him. He's in a Scirocco. He's disappeared. Absolutely disappeared. That thing is a rocket ship in a straight line, and you wouldn't have thought so, but it very much is. Jeff is trying to make a chase with just 2 straights to go. Not going to get anywhere close. We have BSF in 3rd, again all on his own. Spaniard all on his own in 4th. So I think that's going to be the way it finishes. It is. It's Bon, then Jeff. Half a dozen seconds behind will come BSF. Eventually, there we go. And Spaniard crosses line in 4th to end the race. So, the finishing order, rather chaotically. Bon in 1st, Jeff in 2nd, BSF followed by Spaniard, Ryan with that rather well timed 5th place, 40 in 6th, Watto 7th, Yanvi 8th, Diva 9th. It's Liam, I believe, in the other Huracan in 10th. Followed by JW, Axel, Wumjo, and Toodaloo finished in the pit lane. Right. One more of those to go from Monza. And the feature race here. So the feature race difference from this to AMC is this is just a 50-minute straight race. The only mandatory tyres are the soft and mediums. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to try and actually finish this cup of tea before it goes stone cold. 2 seconds. Right, cup of tea downed in 3 seconds. Oh, that might actually help, or it might not for this next 50 minutes. We will find out. So the grid is reversed from the first race. Toodaloo said Toodaloo as he jumped out the lobby in between races. He wasn't in party chat and didn't realise there was a second one. So that is that. So Wumjo will take the pole, followed by Axel, JW, Liam, Diva. Ian V was in 6th, Watto 7, 48, Ryan in 9th, Spaniard 10, BSF 11, Jeff 12, Bon 13th, and new driver to the series and server Q-Bad will start at the back, having missed race 1. Big deep breath, and off we go for 50-ish minutes of chaos. So Q-Bad from the back in a BMW gets a phenomenal start and instantly straight past Bon and Spaniard. Bon in that Scirocco, look at it fly. Once it gets into that third gear, oh, it's 4 wide into turn 1 and Bon ejected into the gravel there. Bollards and marker boards and everything going flying in the background there. Axel taking to the runoff to avoid massive damage. Jan V picking up a 4-second penalty for something. And Bon already from his excursion is back up the inside in 11th and absolutely on a mission. Just realised I still had the taskbar at the bottom. Well done, dumbass. So, Jeffrey there doing his little spin in sympathy. BSF with a 1 second for track limits. Somebody else flying off the track there. Probably going to get one as well. And these two slow down. It's going to cause a massive traffic jam as everybody else. Bond serving a penalty as well there. And somehow Ryan from his 5th place is now leading and trying to run away from the rest of the pack, which he'll find hard. Wumjo in that Lambo going around the outside. Watto gonna follow him through. No, maybe not, maybe. Axel taken to the gravel. Whoa, Liam wiggling everywhere. Not quite sure what he's doing. 40 there, parking it. BSF all over the curbs, trying to avoid the carnage ahead. Cubad, Spaniard. Bon in the middle of all this, trying to recover from, oh, Spaniard having a wiggle. Diva's dropped it all on his own at the back there, so he'll have a little way to go to catch up. A little concertina there as they all file through Ascari. Oh, okay. So, Axel punching a massive hole with that tank going down the back straight. Gets the switch back on Jan and Liam, who have both ran wide. And he'll be looking to get in the slipstream of BSF and hopefully pick up a place, or at least maintain it. BSF already out of slipstream range from Bon will not be able to use his to tow along. And as they come into turn 1, 2 wide, 3 wide. Lots and lots of overtakes. Spaniard going through on 2 cars. Jeff taking BSF as well. Axel pulling over because he track limits by the looks of it. Cubad, the new lad, in 10th, doing all right. Having made a very good start, just maintaining position. BSF up the inside of Spaniard there, going into the Ascari chicanes, and that's Axel about to serve his penalty. We'll get that slow down and pulls over to give everyone the space needed. Spaniard on the inside of BSF, little hip check wide, but all good. And as they come side by side out of that, we have Fordy and Axel right behind, with a bit of Jan as well and a bit of Cubad, all hunting down Jeffrey, who is just far enough ahead to maintain position this lap. Oh, and there's a bit of argy-bargy, bit more argy-bargy, bit of lag, bit of bumping. Jan V just jumps onto the grass. Oh, and he's come back on and taken 40 out with him. Diva just trundling through as if it was a Sunday drive. Already with damage, doesn't need any more, and avoids more damage. 40 is now driving a tin of beans that's just been stamped on by the looks of it with all that damage. That is brilliant. He's going to find it incredibly hard to pick up places. Liam has pitted to repair damage and is already out at the back here, so he'll work his way forward. Jan has picked up a 1 second penalty. Diva, Cuba, Spaniard with a track limit penalty there as well, so that will drop him out of this battle for a few seconds. BSF working on the inside of Watto here. Filters in, using that slipstream. Needs to use it, otherwise you're going to get gobbled up by everyone behind. This track being so high speed, it is literally a slipstream battle from start to finish. And even that Bugatti with its massive horsepower cannot do anything outside of that slipstream. Watty going around the outside of Jeff. BSF switching line to avoid any incidents as we go into the next chicane. Oh, he's bashed about by a bit of Cubad. He gets ghosted, and as he unghosts, him and Jeff ghosting inside one another. As he unghosts, Jeff comes off worst and is facing the wrong way. Luckily no damage, however that has just dropped him a dozen or so seconds off the back of this pack. And with this pack in the middle fighting away, he may be able to make it back quite quickly, but quite quickly or not, it's a lot of positions to lose from a bit of ghosting. BSF still following Watto in that rather rapid Jaguar. Watto's gone wide. BSF has to go around the outside as Watto tries to get out the way. And we'll drop into the slipstream as BSF now has the slipstream on Wamjo. These two will tow up to the back of him by the end of the straight, hopefully. And as they file through turn one at 160 mile an hour, Wamjo hits the brakes. BSF sends it, thinks better of a move on the entry to that chicane, lines up the exit, gets the drive, and he's down the inside into the double right-handers. And now sets off after JW. We are up to 4th. JW is up to 3rd. Bon is in 2nd. Ryan in 1st. 40. Jeff has managed to catch back up. 40 is pitted. And Diva having a little moment. Didn't see what caused it. Jeff, Liam, they've all been detached from here again. So I think a three-way incident there, maybe. Yeah, V up the inside of Axel. Axel running wide in that big old heavy BA. As these two exit, they're going to now chase down Watto and Cubad. Liam's latched back onto the back of this pack. As they fight over slipstream here. Darting, dipping, diving, dodging. The 3Ds. Dodge, dip, dive. Dodge again. Cubad. Jan. Axel. Liam, Jeff, but Jeff has finally caught back up and is on a mission now. Lots of gravel being kicked up and dust, and Jan V nearly wiping himself and Jeff out there. Jan does go wide and comes back on right into the side of Watto, who manages to get by without any damage. We've lost BSF. Where's BSF gone? BSF is pitted. Oh, Ryan's definitely not going to pit because those tyres are going to last another 14 years by the looks of it. Bon, starting on the mediums, is going to use the superior acceleration of that Scirocco to tow his way up to the front. JW, Wonjo, Cubad and Jeff, Axel, Watto, Liam, Jan, Spaniard, all in a nice little tight group here. And as we move into the 13th minute of the race, Jan and Liam off at the back again. Turn 1 catching a lot of people out. It is flat if you get the line right. If you don't get the line right, you need to get out of it before you get onto the marbles on the outside. Otherwise it is a one-way ticket to the seaside. Jeff, from the double incident just a few laps ago, Axel off at the background, getting a track limit penalty. Somehow manages to get back in without wiping anybody out. Spaniard, he's off again. Spaniard behind, just holding it for a second. You're going to use that slipstream, and the penalty served, you'll just drive right through him. And so will Watto and Jan V taking avoiding action as the ghosting stops. And Liam and Diva now, and Watto all out of shape into the Parabolica, smashes into the side of Jan V, and that has put Jan V off with a bit of damage. Liam getting back to the pack after his pit stop. Doesn't know where to go. Diva catching up as well, as they both look to start making some moves. A big oops from Watty there. Definitely. And as these few fight, Spaniard all over the back of Watto. Just a few seconds behind Joe, so they need, if they're going to start moving forward, they need to start using the bump draft. So the bump draft, where you lock your front and rear bumpers together and you use the combined power and lesser drag to tow your way up to the front. And I believe that is BSF after the pit stop, already caught back up the inside of Liam, who went extremely wide. And with this little gaggle of cars, could be make or break. Gets a half-second penalty for overtaking Liam, so it wasn't entirely inside track limits. Liam uses that slipstream, goes back up the inside, and then on the switchback, BSF takes 2 places through Parabolica. And as these gaggle of cars just weave around on the straight, Axel now locking himself in, and there's the bump draft as they launch together up the inside of everybody else. Axel backs out before the corner so that he doesn't wipe everybody out. Very good move. And that sends BSF on a trajectory. Oh, and that's Liam all over the cabs, smashing into the side of BSF, who, having backed out, has now lost a place to Spaniard. Spaniard picks up a track penalty for that overtake as well. What parking it down on the apex, and Spaniard now. And here we go with the bump draft. 2 cars locking together and using that extra speed. BSF backing out, Spaniard towing up to Watty. And as these guys follow through Ascari onto the back straight, it's going to be a battle of the penalties. JW going very slowly. And he's going to hang it all around the outside. And who's that off into the pits? Ryan, Bon, Jeff are all in the pits. And BSF taking Spaniard, dropping into the very large hull of the Bugatti. Will launch up around the outside, getting lucky not to go off in those marbles. And as the camera switches, those giant orange sausage cabs not doing anyone favours here today. Joe takes the lead, followed by Axel, then BSF. And off, oh, nearly goes Spaniard. He dropped it and saved it just. And I say just. He's now got a gaggle of cars behind him. 40 and JW, Liam on his return trip again. And then a rather large gap to the next pitter. who is Jeffrey. Bon and Ryan have come out. Bon's got a 1 second penalty, and that's going to lose him the position to Ryan, minimal. And these three here, I think Jeff has now done the undercut on the two of them and is now the de facto race leader. Should there not be any more pit stops. BSF taking the lead with very low fuel. 4D has got a bit more and some very littly worn tyres. Littly being the new word of the day, everyone. Put that in your diary. Spaniard with some more damage, lesser fuel, more worn tyres. JW on these softs. Bingo fuel and damage. Liam did pit but didn't take fuel. And is quite low as well. Womjo has just pitted but hasn't taken a full tank of fuel as he's moving to the soft tyres. And here come Bon and Ryan who have locked themselves together again. Full tanks, full tyres. Behind them, Jan with a bit of damage. Q-Bad pitted on that lap as well. Watto as well. Diva as well. Axel just coming out now. So we've got a massive mix of strategies here, and this could go one of two ways. Either tactical genius from the guys that did the early stops to use the undercut and make the moves, or the one-stoppers, or potential one-stoppers, doing their thing. Could save themselves a lot of time. JW and Spaniard both getting off of that worn rubber. It's a battle of the pit crews. And already we see Bon and Ryan trying to get past Womjo. And they do so before the chicane, however, they're all over the curbs and making it stick. So this is getting a little bit interesting with 25 minutes to go, 26 minutes to go. We're only at the halfway point. And it's all over the place. Bon has moved to some softs this time. So whether that's going to help with traction on certain corners, and he's looking at maybe using that extra grip to make some time, I don't know. However, Jeff is now the next target for Ryan, who tries to follow a decent line through the parabolica. The Scirocco will now launch its way back into the slipstream. Liam pitting with 9 fuel will go on board with the Scirocco. Brilliant top speed, or brilliant acceleration up till about 4th gear, and then it starts to stall. However, with the slipstream, just staying in contention till the next chicane. Sends it on the inside of Jeff. A little touch of the wall, but nothing massive, no damage. And he's looking at just trying to stay in the slipstream of Ryan here. Jeff using that bump draft to tow along. Does he return to sender? He doesn't. He backs out on Oscari. Not really an overtaking place usually. However, with these Group 4 cars, very likely to be so. Bond now tailing Ryan as they head down this back straight for the 14th time. Get in the drive and look at the punch out of the corner. However, that McLaren, once it's got into the top gears, it will just start to eke its way out with the power. So does the power of the McLaren outdo the draft? And it looks like it's just hanging in there. Bond could be looking for a move into the chicane, and he doesn't, he backs out. 40 in a lonely second. BSF in a even more lonely first. However, looking at that fuel, will be in this lap. So the question is, how much time will he lose to the new race leader Ryan and Bon, and will these two need to pit again? Because if they do, this is all up in the air. And if they don't, that's a brilliant strategy from these two. Although those softs are already looking like they're second hand, so they may not make it. BSF running out of fuel as he hits the pit lane, so that could have cost him time. Probably not ideal. You want at least a little bit of fuel going into the pits. 40 now takes the lead, and he'll be in very shortly as well. Maybe 2 or 3 laps. But as BSF has pitted, he's dropping all the way down to the back. He's got a full tank of fuel and some fresh tyres, so can he now do 20 minutes? Should be able to do 20 minutes on one set of tyres quite comfortably. And we'll see where this plays out. Liam all over the place, picking up a penalty. Jan on his own, Cubad on his own. Spaniard going around the outside of Diva as they come up to Ascari. Lots of squeals, but he makes it. Monjo, Watto, and is that Axel? It is. Just ahead. They're going to be the next targets for Jan, Spaniard. Spaniard dropping into... Oh, Axel serving a penalty. Very nicely gets out the way. Setting up Parabolica from outside to inside. gets that cut back. Brilliant move. Watto indicating right. Still indicating right. Don't know if he knows he's indicating right, but he's going right. Gets the slipstream back on, yeah, Spaniard there, and now looks at following Wonjo. Axel using that big old Big A to good effect in 8th so far. Oh, and a bit of a check there. Spaniard up the inside of Watto into the chicane. Watto running a compromised line, loses out to Cubad as well. And Spaniard now just chasing down Wonjo, trying to find a gap. And as he comes down this back straight, we are 5 wide again. On board with Axel. He has Watto. Diva just hanging it there. We'll go to Watto as Axel's off the track. Oh, and Axel slides back on in front of Diva, causing Diva to check up. Not ideal rejoin there. Watto does send it on Cubad. Wonjo and Spaniard both running wide in Parabolica, and on the exit, Watto turning right or not turning right? Doesn't turn right. Wonjo does dive into the pits, so it's gonna leave Spaniard with the slipstream to go back up the inside. Cubad following on in that Beamer, just taking his time. Diva having made his way past Axel. BSF with that stop is now on a mission. And slowly closing back into this mid-pack, which in an ideal world he needs to do rather rapidly, so you can use that slipstream, because this 2-stop strategy is all about using that undercut. And if we look at the leaders, their tyres are now fairly worn. Fordy will almost definitely be in this race. Bond with his dead softs. Ryan on slightly older mediums, but lots less fuel. These two may have to pit again for fuel, or they may not. And if Bond can go all the way to the end on those softs, that is a rather impressive stint. Jeff on those mediums, also low on fuel, will be struggling to get to the end, which is only 17 minutes away. 40, new tyres, Spaniard, probably the leader of the just about enough fuel people, maybe. Liam, probably, but on those soft tyres might find it difficult. Watto almost certainly going to have to pit again. Jan V, double front damage, rear wheel damage, front bumper damage, low fuel soft tyres. That's definitely another pit, I'm going to say. But BSF just slowly chugging on. He's got a 1 second penalty. Not ideal. Fordy, having pitting from the lead, is now a long way back in 9th. Wonjo pitting on the last lap for fuel and tyres as well. should now be able to get to the end. Picks up a track limit penalty as well. Axel, new softs, full tank. Diva, new softs, 3/4 of a tank. JW pitting the few laps ago. Mediums, 2/3 tank. Cubad, straight out the pits, softs and full tank. So the back markers have now made their second stops, and if everybody needs to hit again, this could get spicy. However, Ryan is hanging on in there. 14 minutes to go now. Is he eking out this fuel? He's lifting and coasting like an absolute trooper and just using the slipstream from Bonn to keep time. And as these guys are hitting 150, 148, Jeff in third also hitting 148s, Spaniard 149s, Liam 151, BSF 148. So there's not a lot of time being gained. And another mistake from BSF there. It's going to cost him another time penalty. Cut back to the leading two. Bonn has surely got to stop again. There's no way those tyres and fuel are going to make the end of the race from here, surely. I just don't know in this game. This game is incredible at sticking it to you. Just when you think that you know something, it says no, you're wrong, and does its own thing. So if Bonn pits, he needs to pit with enough time to come back. If he doesn't pit, 147, doing good. I mean, they're still faster than most of those behind. Jeff taking to the pits. He's decided he's not going to make it. We're down to 12.5 minutes, so he's going to throw on some new tyres. And how much fuel is he going to get? Because this will be a good estimate as how much fuel the leading two are going to need. So half a tank. Jeff says half a tank and some new softs will do me, thank you very much. And he comes out behind BSF, who has more than half a tank, but is on some old mediums. So keep an eye on that. Liam here. Those softs may make it on time and the fuel should be fine. Spaniard again, he's on the softs, which might make it. The fuel should be fine. Maybe. It's hard to tell. You can do a lot of lifting coast, you can do a lot of fuel mapping and save a bit of fuel here and there, but it's going to be hard. Ryan really struggling. Bonn having to pit. Ryan almost following him into the pit lane. So here is a great position to see. Ryan will take the lead. He'll have no slipstream. He'll have no assistance in saving fuel. It'll be all down to his right foot and fuel map, and as he does a huge lifting coast down to 150 on that last lap. Spaniard just sending it. You can smell blood in the water. Liam as well, just full sending it. BSF has got enough fuel, full sending. Bonn is come out just ahead of Jeff. But they are still a little way off BSF, and with 10 minutes to go, they should be able to close that back up. Especially if he keeps making mistakes like that, and gonna throw away a win here if you're not careful. And there's a track limits there, and runs wide again. Liam, Spaniards, running down into the last 9 minutes now. Ryan in full fuel save. Not even full throttle in the entry to Parabolico. 1:54 now, that last lap. Compared to Spaniard, who will cross the line 1:49. That's 5 whole seconds gained. Liam picking up a penalty there. Again, another 3 seconds gained. BSF with his multiple offs now has Bon all over the back. And only 3 seconds gained that lap. Not working out with the alternate strategy, as these two soft runners now with more grip and less fuel look at hounding them down. Liam, more penalties. Spaniard with a penalty. Ryan all on his own. He's going to be cutting it very, very close with 7.5 minutes to go. Now the question is, does he just pit and deal with it and lose the time, or is he going to eke it all the way to the end? And eking it to the end, massive lift and coast. Straight back on the throttle. .1:54.8. Losing time lap over lap over lap. Spaniard is in. He's decided those soft tyres and that fuel are not going to make it. Liam decides not to pit, so he's going to give BSF the draft. However, as we cross the line, Barn and Jeff have now caught BSF, and they are just going to drive right by. There's not a lot you can do about that. Softer tyres, less fuel. They should, well, I say should be able to get past quite easily and just disappear off into the distance. Jeff being very conservative, deciding not to send it just yet, and he's going to use the speed slipstream down this next straight. Straight out, straight past Liam. Next one will be BSF, and he'll get him down the next straight. That's not a problem. So this little fight for the leading pack. Look at the grip difference. Sit in the slipstream, tow your way down to Parabolica. Holding a tighter line, BSF with the slightly more mediums running wide. And now his only hope is to tow his way back up. And as they cross the line with 5 minutes to go, Ryan is now bingo, bingo, bingo fuel. This could be a master strat of how to fuel save, or it could be a rather depressing finish, having ran out of fuel. Bon and Jeff chasing him down though, just in case. And that once 30-40 second lead is now dropping by the millisecond. I mean, 1:57 last lap for Ryan, 1:47 for Bon, 49.50 BSF with a penalty. That's dropped him out of this contention. So it's going to be a two-way fight for the race lead, pending Ryan that makes it. And at this moment in time, we have no idea who's... Oh, and Jeff's lost it. Jeff has lost it. And he throws away a second place, potentially. In the middle or entry of Ascari, puts the wheels on the curb and loses it. And even with those soft tyres, it'll be hard pressed to make up that gap again, should BSF just not get a penalty and actually stay on the track. Bon though is looking for a McLaren, and he can see a speck on the horizon with 3 minutes to go. 1:48 last lap around, 1:58 from Ryan, who is all sorts of coasting and saving and bits of track debris all over. Bon just launching it. He may or may not. Oh, the hazards are flashing. The hazards are flashing. And Ryan, with no defence, has to let Bon go, and will just drop into the slipstream and hopefully now tow himself around. But Bon's not having none of that. He wants Ryan to run out of fuel, and he's just going to drive off into the distance. Now BSF, plenty of tyres, plenty of fuel, no problem. Liam should have enough fuel, could definitely make another lap from there. Tyres are really struggling, but you would expect that with a big old heavy Lambo on some soft tyres. Jeff doing a bit of recovery, may have got the fuel wrong as well. He's bingo fueled as well. So Bon over fuel. Is that Ryan? Or he's just holding a steady pace? So BSF is chasing down Bon now, and the tyre difference is starting to swing, and it might swing one lap too late as BSF flies off to the track. That's not going to help that cause. But somehow picks up some front right damage, so yeah, that's definitely not going to help the cause at all. Probably going to have to settle for second unless Jeff here does something massive and sends it. Ryan holding 7th gear. He's trying all he can to save as much fuel as possible. Is he gonna make it? And the honest answer is probably not. If he's not already in limp home mode, having led quite a lot of the race, running out of fuel on the last lap. So we'll have a look at the mid-pack, and Diva, who started off all over at the back, is up to 9th. Watty having a bit of a bad exit. Bon has taken the win. BSF has come home second. That's going to leave Jeff third. 40 up the inside over the grass. Does he get a penalty or no? I don't know. Gets a penalty for track limits. Thought he might. And a gaggle of cars flying across the line. 40 with the lead car across that line in the group. With that penalty, actually drops him back to 11th. Jan, Ryan is fully in limp home mode now. Unfortunate. Mum Joe also running out of fuel on that last lap. So it's the battle of the dead fuel cars. Mum Joe closing in quickly. He's got 15 miles an hour difference as he comes through the Parabolica. He's chasing down Ryan. This is centre hooks. Ryan, he's gonna make it. Is he gonna make it in 13th? He does. And Wamjo crossing the line eventually, and Jan V actually. Dropping to last place. So Jan V not using all the tyres by the looks of it. So, oh, what a catastrophic last 2-3 laps that was for some of the front runners. Bond taking the lead and the win in the Scirocco. BSF in second. Jeff Spaniel, Q-Bad, very good 5th place for his first race. Watty, Diva coming home in a very, very good, what's that, 7th place in the Merc. Very well done. JW, one of the new lads as well, in the Jag. Next, Liam, Axel, 40 with that last lap lunge, actually picking up a penalty for track limits and dropping him to the back of that pack. Ryan running out of fuel, unluckily, and Wamjo too. And Jan V, I'm guessing, didn't use all the tyres because he dropped from wherever it was all the way to the back. So that's probably a minute penalty or a DSQ for not using the tyres. So that is round 1 of the European GT series. I'm going to literally take a quick break, have a cigarette, have a cup of tea, get the next 2 replays loaded up, and come back for that in probably about 15 minutes. So, go get yourselves comfy, guys. See you back here shortly. For LazArcade, this is BSF signing off. Stay safe.